April 2021, and a new season begins. I remember before I got this boat, YouTube was my window into what living on a sailboat would actually be like. And for those of you who are new here, my name's Michael. I live on this Scepter 36 sailboat built in 1979 in British Columbia. I remember back then watching all these sailing channels, being frustrated with the natural tendency to only post the good parts about this lifestyle. I found that I couldn't really find what I really wanted to see. You know, a lot of the channels, it starts out with, "Hi, this is so-and-so, and we're sailing around the world. Join us for your adventures." And to me, that was just boring. And there are a lot of sailing channels out there where it starts out with them, making coffee and sitting out on the back deck, looking at the sunset. To me, it didn't really ring true with the true realities of living on a sailboat. And I kind of then and there promised myself I would never do that. I would only give reality, offer a truly subjective view on what it's actually like to be out here doing what I'm doing, which is living on a sailboat. And I intend to do some serious sailing this season. And it's true, anyone can go out and buy a GH5 from Best Buy and a sailboat and start a sailing channel. I mean, it's a great way to kind of fund your journey as you're out there. It's like a passive income, and I get that. However, my camera is not from Best Buy. You can't buy my camera at Best Buy. With exception to GoPro. GoPro is an anomaly. It's a really good camera. Being a cinematographer for 20 years, even in my spare time when I'm doing cinematography, it really rings true with what I want to do with my life. And I hope you guys can see that here. This isn't just a regular sailing channel where I'm trying to get you guys to subscribe and thumbs up and the whole deal. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to supply content years ago that I wish I could find. The reality of living on a boat. In this episode, we're going to go into, I haven't even left the marina yet. I've run into a bit of some hardships here. So what happened here on this day was went for a pump out, and I was going to head out the marina entrance and just stretch Evie's legs. So I get to the pump out dock, and of course it didn't work. And I've been at this marina a year now, and it's a good marina. I really like the people here, but it's really hard to get in and out of this marina. By August it's just chock full of weeds, and the docks are all decrepit, but it's a nice marina. I really like the people, especially the owner Ian, who actually ended up helping me on this day. And as I got to right about here, I started realizing that the depth sounder was going off. It's like, whoa, you're on the bottom here. When I was on a mission here, I really wanted to get out on the lake for the first time this season and test everything. So I proceeded forward and started to realize that the depths aren't what they usually are. I bared off to port here, windward, and was going to head back to the dock. Lake Ontario right now is 1.5 feet lower. Apparently they're trying to raise it. Not quite sure what it is, but they have like an inch a month or something that they're trying to raise it right now. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to abandon efforts and head back to the dock. This is the safety of the dock. And as I got a little closer, I must have hit like a hump here in the channel, because I've been coming in and out of this marina, for a year now. And the wind was really picking up at this point, right on my aft. So it's just trying to make it back into the dock. The depth sounder is just, at this point, is going off. It's making a noise and warning me that I'm about to run aground. And you can see where I actually hit the ground here in a second here. As I'm moving along, wind on my aft here. Boom, right there. I just hit the ground there. So at this point, I'm hard aground. And I'm thinking, Jesus, what am I going to do? So I have a few options. The wind was increasing. It started out at about a 15 knot gust, and at this point it was in the 25. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? So I slammed it into reverse and put it into forward, and maneuvered the helm around to see if I can work myself off the bottom here, but to no avail. And I was out here for about an hour, and a little bit of a crowd had gathered on the dock there, so I decided to, I'm single-handed at this point, I decided to grab someone to operate my dinghy. Alright, so I'm completely stuck. Now, this is like a normal center part of the channel, as you can see here. Give you a pan around. Now usually, I come back and forth, but the lake's really low right now, so, and this is a 6-foot draft, so I think that's the situation. The keel's on the bottom hard. I got Ian coming right now with some sort of vessel to dig me out. So, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna go and drop my anchor and use the anchor to winch off the ground here. So there it was, stuck in the middle of the marina channel and not sure what to do. And at this point, there's a bunch of people on the dock there, kind of gathered, and we're shouting over, "Hey, what's happening?" So a guy named Joe, thank you, Joe, decided to commandeer my dinghy. So I brought him aboard. He took hold of my dinghy and decided to kind of use the force of the dinghy motor to get us off of this silt bank that is built up here because the lake's low. And that did not work, unfortunately. So option number 2 would be to use the electric windlass. Now Ian, the marina owner, I was hoping he would come out with his tugboat, but I think it's actually on the hard right now. So he came out and was like, "Use your windlass." So I decided to drop my anchor windlass about 60 meters off the bow here. You got to be careful when you do this, because you don't want to drop it too close to the boat, because you're actually going to pull yourself into the silt and get stuck even more. So you really got to use the road, the anchor road, and get as much as you can. In this case, it was about 70 feet of road, and I got Joe in the dinghy there. Came around the back, and the force of the engine, the dinghy, and the windlass, I put some tension on the windlass there, and really jammed it into forward, and eventually was able to become unstuck, which is great. I was so happy. I was out there for about 2 hours at this point, and there you can see it just starting to dig there through the silt, and I go up and put some more tension on the electric windlass. That's when it took. Of course, right now the throttle's at full and there's no one at the helm, and I'm at the front of the boat, so it was a little frightening as I became unstuck there. Now the boat's in full throttle with the dinghy at full throttle, heading right towards the dock. So you can see me sprinting back to the helm there. So you can see it's quickly heading towards the dock. You do not want to hit the dock with a 10-ton boat. So I put it in reverse, reduce some of the momentum there, and of course I have my chain out here too and the anchor, so it kind of swung around on the chain there, and it was able to get up and lift up the anchor, and I was unstuck and very happy about that, but a little sad that I can't get out of my own marina because the lake's low. Just a little strange, but look at that, going back to the dock. Very happy about that. And a lesson learned for everyone: check your lake tables. Make sure that you have enough draft to get your boat out of port. And that's all I got for this week. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Please leave me a comment. I always like the comments. And we'll
see you in the next one.